Hey, welcome back. This is going to be a more interesting style video. Basically, it's about me living my life for the past couple months and seeing what's worked for me, what hasn't worked for me, what do I want to continue, what do I want to stop, and what do I want to get better at. There's a lot for us to talk about, so let's get right into it. All right, so first things first is we're going to talk about four things here. We're going to talk about YouTube, we're going to talk about real estate, we're going to talk about my 9 to 5, and we're going to talk about trading. So four total things that I want to discuss, and there's an option number 5, but that's not anywhere in the near term, which are businesses in various types, but that's not in the near term right now. So we're going to put that aside and talk about those four main subjects. All right, so let's get into real estate. Real estate is one of the most recent things I've been working on. I guess it's the newest addition comparatively to everything else. So I started my real estate journey in literally the last weekend of January. So let me give you a rundown of how I got into it. So ever since graduation, I've been looking at house hacking, right? And this will actually tie in to later points. But I was looking into house hacking, and I realized that I want to do this. I want to build a multi-layer or multi-property portfolio and have a bunch of assets that collect rent, whether that be multifamily, single family. That's the idea. So I was like, okay, I started to get into real estate. I started doing into my research in terms of properties, listening to podcasts. Bigger Pockets, shout out. I recommend everyone go listen to them because they're actually amazing in terms of real estate. But I was also thinking on the side, what if I got my real estate license? And the idea behind me getting my real estate license is I want to overall understand the real estate market more. Sitting here now today, that wasn't the best reasoning to get the real estate license, and we'll go into why. How I got started in real estate being a real estate agent is I was touring rental properties with one of my uncles. He was looking for rental properties, and the agent he was working with actually really liked all the questions I was asking and my personality and whatnot. And he was like, I think you would be a really good real estate agent. You should come apply and join. And like I just mentioned, I was already thinking about getting my license for the rental property reasons. And I was like, you know what? Let me try it out. And at this point in my life, I was also in a let me at least try things out stage. And then if I don't like it, I can always stop. And to be honest, that's still a good philosophy today. So that's really what helped me get the push. And he was like, I'll sponsor you in terms of you could join my team and this and that. And I was like, okay, cool. So that's how I started. And I started the course in the last week of January, and it took me until the end of March to complete it. And then mid-April is when I took the exam. And the first week of May, while I was in Paris, is when I got my license approved. So that's the entire timeline. Start to finish, February to May, 3 months. Did I just butcher that math? No, 3 months. And that was me only working on the course about an hour each day on the weekdays and grinding all day long, Saturday, Sunday on the weekends. So during that period, I basically had no life because I was grinding the hell out of the course. Now, I started doing a couple of showings. I started shadowing, and I'm starting to show people houses as well right now. As I'm doing it, I'm coming to the realization that this is not really my thing. It's not the most favorable thing or the preferable thing, and I think it's pretty cool in terms of, you get to make a sale and this and that and see all these cool properties, but they're not always cool, to be honest, and the people aren't always pleasurable to work with. So that doesn't add up and it doesn't work out. What I told myself, and again, I'm still relatively new to this. This is coming up on my 3rd week of real estate. So yeah, because there's been gaps in between, and Oh, let me also add, there's also been a bunch of canceled showings, and it takes up your entire weekend, and you can't really do much else because when I do get back from showings, I'm just really tired, and my drives are 1 hour there, 1 hour back, and also drives around going to different properties. So it's a lot of driving, a lot of time put into it. The goal I set for myself in terms of real estate is give me till the end of September. Right now it's the beginning of June. So the end of September, my goals are I want to sell at least 3 properties, and then that's it. That's the only goal. Then I will come and reevaluate, or I guess, okay, never mind. 2 goals. 1, I want to sell at least 3 properties, and 2, I want to recoup all the money I've invested into getting my license. I believe I've invested around $1,800 in total. That's including various fees. I'll throw them up on screen right now. And that's also including my course fees and registry. Yeah. You know what? Here's a list of all the fees and what the total cost is. Take a pause. So that's that. Those are my 2 goals, right? Recoup my initial investment and make 3 sales. After that, I'll determine, is this something that I really want to continue? At the moment, not really, because it's just so exhausting chasing people down and talking to clients and trying to find the right property for them. I don't really care if they buy a property. I just want, or like to buy a specific property. I would like to get a sale out of them, but to me, it's more important that they find the property that works for them, not just any random property. What a good realtor I am, right? So yeah, that's real estate. And my main goal isn't being an agent. It's really to build a rental portfolio. And I'm sitting here knowing and realizing that I don't need to be a real estate agent to do that. And most people aren't real estate agents to do that. The reason I'm thinking about just not going forward with it after September is I think there's a much better use for my time, which I will get into later. But it's over a lot of time that just goes into it, and I feel like I'm also not able to put in the proper time that is required for me to be the best at it, because I still have my full-time job. Speaking of full-time job, let's transition right into that. So talking about my full-time job, this has been the biggest pain in the the reason I say that is because it takes up all of my time, all of my valuable time that I can be spending towards other things like YouTube, trading, whatever. It's not just me working 9 to 5, it's me commuting almost 3.5 hours, 3.5 hours every day to the office. It's just a lot of time overall. And to me, I feel like I am better off spending my time where I really want to and where I know I can really grow and take things off from. And from the start, literally from the start, I always knew corporate 9 to 5 was not for me. For now, I'm doing it to get by. I'm doing it to preserve capital and build capital. And once I get to a certain threshold, you best believe I'm gone, and I'm going to tell you what I'm going to do next, but I'll focus on other things in life. But I'm definitely not planning on working a corporate job more than 5 years out. If I still am, then I've either 1, failed, or 2, found something that I really like to do. But for now, I'm definitely looking to move to another job, into finance, something that I'm actually interested in, because currently I'm in IT audit and I'm just not interested in it. Like, I don't hate it, but it's not what piques my interest. I've always been a finance guy, and at the end of the day, that's what I want to do. That's where I want to be. So I'm open to transitioning, still working a corporate job for now, into a finance role, but long term, you're not going to see me in corporate regardless, unless I really like it. But yeah, that's the point. The biggest pain with corporate is time and lack of interest. And number 3, time. Moving on, number 3 is YouTube. So regarding YouTube, I feel like personally, this has been one of my weakest areas that I want to improve on. I have a good amount of content filmed, and I have a good amount of ideas that I want to film, but because of number one and number two, real estate and my corporate job, I have not been able to dedicate the amount of time that I would really like to put in towards content creation and just building a platform and doing what I like. Because honestly, I find content creation really fun. I mean, who's forcing me to be out here in the middle of a park in the evening filming this video? No one, right? I'm doing it because I like it and I want to. I want to document my journey throughout life, and to me, that's what really content really comes down to. It's not even like I would like to build an audience, but I have to figure out what for. And again, that leads me to my next point regarding content is I need to figure out what I really want to do with it. I have ideas, but to be honest, it's not an idea that can be under one channel. I have ideas that can be broken up into channels because they're all vastly different, but not one thing that can be consolidated. And I don't know what I want to focus the most into. To be honest, I want to do them all. But right now, I'm going to put my time and energy into this channel, just documenting my life and how things go, which honestly, I'm having a lot of fun with. I have a lot of videos filmed from my Paris trip. I didn't even touch editing that. I just don't have time to edit. That's my biggest pain point. It's like I have all this stuff, but I don't have the ability to, or like the time to put it together and really make a good production out of it. Because yeah, I can just put it together and it'll just be a crappy production, and I don't want to put that out. And honestly, I feel like I'm doing a disservice to myself and the content because I know it can be better and I want it to be better. So it's just stopped me entirely from editing it because I'm like, I can't find the proper time to put into it, unfortunately. And that's a bottleneck I've been facing. I wish it wasn't like that, but until I drop either one of the first two things I've mentioned, I just don't know how much I'll really be able to put into content creation. Filming, it's easier because I can do it on the go. I can do it as I'm doing it, right? It's live. It's the editing portion that's honestly takes up all of the time. There's one thing I wanted to add, because I forgot to mention it while I was talking over there. When it comes to YouTube and making videos, it's not just the editing that I think I can't make to the best of my ability because of lack of time. It's also because of just not being able to put the time and energy and effort into being the best at making videos in terms of learning how to shoot, what to say, how to film, storylines, just a bunch of stuff like that, right? I could just overall get better with more and more experience, but since I'm not prioritizing it as much and focusing on much, both in terms of editing and production, filming, production, all of it, I feel like I'm just not doing the best in that area. So yeah, and also the focus has always been long form content, not short form. Short forms, whatever, that's BS, that's brain rot. So like I don't mind making those, but it's like my main goal with YouTube is long form, not short. And maybe I'll have to get an editor. That's something I can look into potentially. Yeah, I wanted to start this car YouTube channel, but at the moment, so I reached out to this dealership. I went in person and asked them, oh, can we work together, blah, blah, blah. Here's my idea. He's like, sure, send me a pitch. I'll run it up through the higher ups. I followed up with him like 4 times, called him like twice, texted him like a few times, and he just ghosted me every single time. And I'm just like, man, what the hell? I'm just going to try one more time, going in person and asking, yo, what's up? What's the status of this? But if that doesn't work out, I'm going to have to find another dealership. But I'm really wanting to just put it on the back burner for now because where do I have the time to plan the video out, showcase the car, get it, film, edit? Like, I mean, editing I wouldn't do. I would outsource that for sure. But it's really about putting in those negotiations, and like, I just don't have the bandwidth because again, it would be crappy, and I don't want to make it crappy. I want to make it good. That's really what it is. I don't have the bandwidth to do all of these things that I'm trying to do. Let's go into number 4, which leads into my lack of bandwidth because of number 1 and 2 is trading. Trading is the biggest priority, the biggest interest at the moment. I'm not sure if this video will come out before the trading video I filmed earlier today, but man, that sucked. Anyways, that's where I really want to focus my time, energy, and effort into. That's the biggest thing I want to do going into the future, because I believe that will allow me to live my life and do everything else I want to do without having to worry about financials. I just need more time. That's all it is. I don't have the bandwidth. I'm spread way too thin across multiple different things, and that's why I'm thinking I need to cut real estate, because at least then I'll get my weekends back. And I can't cut my full-time job because that's how I make a living for the moment. But once I can live off of trades, I'll cut the full-time job too. That's the idea. But once I get my weekends back, I can focus more on editing. I can focus more on risk management and learning new trading strategies and looking at trends beforehand. It's still hard to trade during the week, especially on day trades, because I'm not able to look at charts actively. I'm not able to monitor the news to see what can affect things, which is the most difficult part. I have to focus on swing tradings, which I have to learn, but I'm not able to put the most amount of time into learning that because I don't have the time to learn it because of 1 and 2. Today I missed out on a $6,000 opportunity. I didn't lose $6,000, but I missed out on making $6,000 because I just wasn't confident enough, because I don't have that experience, because I don't have the time. In that case, I can't exactly blame time, because I was actively charting it out and plotted it, but I just didn't execute because of the lack of experience and lack of confidence. If I had more experience, I would have had more confidence. That's for sure. So, again, sucks. But the overall theme of this video is essentially me saying I don't have time, I don't have bandwidth. I've repeated that so many times in the last few minutes. I'm sure you guys are tired of hearing me say that, but that's just what it is for now. That's my master plan. The next few months, keep doing real estate, get those 3 sales, and then I'm gonna exit. Most likely I'm gonna exit. And then second step is trading. Learn that, focus that, prioritize that, really get my swing trading in rhythm, and hopefully that can take off. Once that gets going, I can get rid of number 2, and then I'll be able to focus a lot more on YouTube. YouTube I'll always keep doing on the side and when I have time. I mean, technically real estate's also on the side because it's on the weekends, but what I'm trying to say is YouTube I'll try to do when I can, but unfortunately I can't put as much time into it, and I really wish I could. Yeah, it's me not making time, but there's too much other stuff going on for me not being able to make time. Anything else I want to say? That's all I got for you today. Thanks for watching. Thanks for tuning along. If you guys have any ideas on things I can do different, or things that are just new and would open my eyes to something else that I haven't thought of, in terms of career-wise, opportunity-wise, whatever, I'm totally open to hearing it. I would love to hear your thoughts and comments. Please drop them below. And this isn't generic. Just be as specific as you want, as harsh as you want, candid, whatever you want. Drop a comment. I really am interested to hear thoughts about what you think about my strategy and lifestyle, current lifestyle, and future plans. Always open to adjust and adapt and even talk about things further. So please, if you have something to say, drop it down below. All right, Rishi out.